And first order of business is to go into executive session. I need a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Carried. All right, we're out of executive session with nothing to act on. And so the next item on the agenda is the minutes from March 7th. Has everyone reviewed them? And if so, can I get a motion to accept them?
I'll make a motion.
Second. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Carried.
We can take the other three in one.
Yep. We have the executive committee charter, the 2023 discharge duties, and the 2023 executive committee evaluation. I believe they're all in the packet.
So no changes to the executive charter, executive committee charter.
Are there changes, right?
No changes.
Motion approved. Discussion? Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. 2024 CEDC agenda, and in as much as I'm going to be leaving at the end of the next meeting, and Jim will be taking over, I'm going to let Jim share that and run that. That's what we're going to do this year.
I guess what I wanted to touch base on is where we were at the end of this year so that we can figure out how we want to reposition. As I said, in between the executive session and the meeting, we've had a great year and it's just been an incredible team effort. And, I think that we are struggling a little bit by our own success in terms of volume of loans and volumes of projects and being the hub of that we want to be in terms of providing economic development direction for the county. We're still focusing on our 4 pillars of entrepreneurship, infrastructure, workforce development, and quality of life. I think some of the activities, when you go down the list of broadband, housing, water and sewer infrastructure, childcare, climate, sustainability issues that the county has asked us to work on, transportation. And we would want the board to review those again and look at the activities that we were proposing for the next 2 or 3 years under each of those areas. I think some of the categories that we're talking about are in multiple buckets. Having broadband is infrastructure, but it's also entrepreneurship, supports business growth, and it's quality of life. But we do find ourselves in a very advantageous position. We've had great success with the housing initiative under Chris Brown's leadership. We formed a land bank. We're working with the county and have approval to move forward with an application for a auxiliary dwelling or accessory dwelling unit grant. We just received yesterday the signed paperwork from the Office of Community Renewal on a $375,000 micro enterprise grant program for businesses with less than 5 employees or less, including the owner, where they can get up to a $25,000 grant that we can package with our loan program. There are a lot of bells and whistles for that program, but again, it adds to our toolkit. We are working, I think, to improve our governance by reviewing the charters and the bylaws and bringing on new board members. Our loan fund has done phenomenally. The county is very pleased with our Columbia Forward program in partnership with the chamber. We've had career fairs, housing forums, small business networking nights. We worked with the county on their climate change forum. We worked closely with Greene County on initiatives where in the area of brownfields. And so I do think that I always talk about a mile wide and an inch deep. And I think I also always talk about sticking with your strategic plan 60% of the day and only letting 40% of your day be driven by crisis du jour. Sometimes that's hard, but our service to the county IDA, to the city IDA, and to the individual groups in the town have been productive and helpful. Jim and I have talked about engaging more with the chamber and with Hudson Development Corporation. I know they're going through a strategic plan, and Martha serves on their board, and I think we're looking to see how we can support the plan in a positive way as partners. We received a disproportionate share of regional council awards. Almost 37% of the money that was awarded in the 8-county region came to Columbia County. Obviously, the $2 million 60-acre project in Chatham helped us, in that regard. I think, we have a great working relationship with our regional partners and state partners. So again, it's more about focusing the organization, I think, on internal structure to absorb the people lining up at the door. So there's more. When you come, it's not a one-off. You're getting, you'll get we'll fill out a survey monkey so we can track you. We haven't been able to. I get upset sometimes when I drive by a project and I haven't called them in 6 weeks to find out where they are, because I think sometimes you have to prod people to see what they need next. And we have that type of customer relationship management tool. Once a week or once a day, you can call 2 people and see where they are, but it's not random. It's not based on who pops in your head that day.
Mhm.
So I'd like to, I think phenomenal effort on the loan program, and Steve and Martha and I kind of came up with the chart from 2015 to 2023 a couple of years ago, and we keep updating it, and we're consistently first behind Pursuit, which is 100 times our size, in SBA microlending in the state. And Martha, could you just run through the
Sure.
thanks.
Fine.
The revolving loan 2015 to 2023.
Right. And this was as of December 31st. This is a snapshot of the loan program. As you know, we have 2 separate loan funds, SBA loans and CEDC loans. And the top chart shows how much we've lent in each category for the 9-year period covered here. 2.3 million in SBA loans, 2.7 in CEDC loans, for a total of just over $5 million. And then it shows the number of loans that we've made in each category, and the total is 204. 666 clients have been provided technical assistance, and 87 have gone through the micro business program. The chart below that shows the amount of awards, the technical assistance grants that we've received from the SBA every year. The total is 1.176, and we have to match 25% of that grant every year.
With primarily in kind.
So in 2023, we received a $275,000 technical assistance grant, and our match is $68,000. So again, the total technical assistance amount is 1.456. And we also show how much we've earned in interest in the 2 different loan funds. The total is $630,000.
And you'll recall during these 6 years, we have not taken any of that out. We've used it to rebuild the corpus of the principal.
That's right. And the write-offs for that 9-year period is $153,855. And then at the very bottom, you can see the chart SBA funding. That's actually the money we borrowed from the SBA. The amount is just over $2 million. In 2023, we were awarded $775,000 in loan funds from the SBA. And we thought that would last us 2 years, but I have a feeling we'll be applying for additional funds before 2024 is out.
Wow.
And over on the right, again, you'll just see the totals, interest income, total number of loans, the write-offs, technical assistance provided, The expense, the $255,000, the micro business expense, is primarily to the paid consultants that we use to assist our clients. And then you've got a snapshot of the outstanding loans, 2.3 million total, 132 loans. The money available to lend, the SBA, that 310,000 doesn't include the amount that we have yet to draw down on our most recent loan from the SBA.
Which we will receive in January.
Yeah. So we actually have an additional 300,000, just over $1 million available to lend.
But this is the first time we haven't been in a situation where we had more money to lend than we had on the street. And it's a result of, doing $1 million of loan, 800,000 last year and $1 million this year when we had been doing average of 500.
And then down below, you'll see the loan loss allowance. Total SBA funding, once again, that's the loans we've been approved for. Loans payable to the SBA, which is 1.1 million, and our cash reserve, which is 268,000.
And on the cash reserve, that's the money that we hold in the case that a SBA loan goes in default. We have to pay the SBA back after the third payment is missed. But in 70% of the cases, we buy that loan back out of our own loan fund and help the person through the crisis. And the loan loss allowance is the amount that that includes the $25,000, I believe, that we authorized at the end of the year to increase funding. Last year, we only had a $7,000 loss. But this is where, when you write off either an SBA loan or a CEDC loan, you have to take the hit as an expense on your profit and loss statement. But because we have these funds in the balance sheet, we'd have to lose 10% of our loan portfolio currently before you would have to start taking income off your P&L for the year and the accountants make us attempt to match that in doing a risk analysis of the loan so that we don't have more in there, you're not just parking money there, but also that you have enough in there based on what you think your current risk portfolio is.
One item that stands out to me is if you look on the on this chart, the interest earned versus loan write-offs in 2015, 16, 17, and even a little in 18, there was significant write-offs. And then that just kind of dropped off, came back a little during COVID, but I mean, it's virtually nothing.
Yeah.
That's
Cream
incredible.
puffs, all cream puffs.
It's good work.
It is good work, very good work.
So, I think that Mayor Rector has pointed out a couple of times, gee, I didn't know you do all this stuff. And I think, one of the things I want to talk about with Jim and Rick is, without becoming what we did on our summer vacation reports. And I think what I'm looking at now is when I see another economic development organization put something out, I think we need to put out a press release based on this that CEDC's loan report, and then at the same time in that article CEDC also does. So that then maybe do a report, on how we helped Kinderhook get their $2.25 million DRI grant, and I think that's the idea at the annual meeting, is to kind of showcase some of the projects we've done, so people don't think we're just a loan fund, or think we're just a concierge, or think we're just help with projects. But as you can see, and it takes a broad effort. Martha and Steve and Chris have a very specific focuses, but the work that Lisa and Kat and Riley do to support and complement all of these efforts is as important as the lead work on the strategic plan pillars. So I just think that if there is some feedback, Jim and I are going to go to a healthcare presentation today from Empire State Development, and I think that, again, it's like workforce. Can we be a facilitator to get people focused on what they are responsible to do without doing it?
Mhm.
And, how do we stay involved in workforce and education my prism of, do we lead it? Do we partner on it? Or do we just provide support for it? And I think, as we look through these issues, we have.
Some will fall in each category.
Yeah. Great. Any questions, concerns? Jump off the page, observations. Why didn't you do this? What's missing here? Because, we all get 85% on the test average. And if we're lucky.
I think it's impressive.
Well, it's hard work on everyone's part. You don't just,
Will we share this,
Yeah, the
these
board.
reports with the full board?
yeah. Great.
Anyone else?
Yes, I'd like to note for the record the tremendous job you've done as chair of the executive committee, these many years.
Here, here.
Guided us through incredible growth for the agency and through some challenging times. And throughout, you've had a steady hand and you've got us to where we need to get to.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
And on my behalf and behalf of the entire team, we thank you as well. Your guiding hand, keeping us from being too impetuous at times is, in my case, has been very helpful. And I know the entire staff have enjoyed working with you and the support that you provided individually and collectively to them and to the organization. We thank you.
Thank you, everyone. It's been one of the most enjoyable jobs I've ever had. Thank you.
And I know more about broadband and.
The right man at the right time.
Yeah, no, boy.
So the last item is public comment. I see no one from the public, so I guess we will adjourn. Can I get a motion?
Motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
one last thing, Sarah, this is your last executive committee
Oh, it
meeting
is.
as well. And